At this point, we are ready to create our finished toolpaths. We are going to use the same cutting profiles we used to semi, so we can copy the existing profiles and make them into finished programs. We do this by holding Shift key down and clicking on both programs, highlighting them in blue. While still holding the Shift down, we can right-click on the profile's name and release Shift and select Copy Process. A menu pops up. We're going to type Finish in here, and we are going to pick Add to top of the program. When we are done, we can click OK, and CAMTool will copy the programs. Since these are finished programs, we are going to have to change a few things. First, we are going to change the stock. We can do this easily by selecting both programs and right-clicking in the stock area and then clicking Edit. This will change the stock value of any program highlighted in blue, in this case, the two finished programs. We're going to enter 0 and hit OK. CAMTool has now changed the stock value for both programs. We are now going to change the settings of these programs to have finished settings. We can do this easily by loading a tool from the tooling database and using the finished cutting conditions. We are going to right-click on the program name and select Edit Calculation Condition. We can load the tooling database for this program by clicking here. We are going to select Finish Cutting Conditions, and then change our protruding length to 50 millimeters. We can hit OK when we are finished to load that tool's cutting conditions. We are going to switch the cutting type on low-lying areas to scanning line, which will leave a better finish for our part. We can hit OK when we are done. Now we can go ahead and change the remachining program. We can right-click on the profile name and select Edit Calculation Condition. We're going to load the tool database on this program by clicking here. We're going to select our finished cutting conditions and change the protruding length to 50 millimeters. We can hit OK when we are finished. And since we have no more changes to make, we can hit OK to finish editing the program. And are now ready to recalculate the programs. We are going to select both of the toolpaths again by holding down the Shift key, and then we can hit the Start button. Notice that this time CAMTool prompted us with a confirmation before continuing to make sure we want to recalculate the program. Since we do, we are going to hit Yes subsequently. Once our programs are finished calculating, we can double-click on the op status to see what they will look like. We are going to select Top View. Zooming in on the 10mm finisher, you can see that the scanning line is going back and forth across a low-lying area, where in our semi process, for the low angle, you can see it collapsing in based on the geometry of the part. We can double-click on the op status of the new remachining toolpath to see what it looks like. We can see what our stock model looks like by right-clicking on the op status and selecting Show Solid Work. We can change the image quality here, and looking at the part, it looks finished. We can close this down, and now we are going to use Compare Solid to check if there is any stock left. Compare Solid will overlay the product shape with the stock model, allowing you to see any areas of stock that might be left. This is a great tool to use when you are finished to make sure you have not missed any areas. It is also great to use in the roughing process to make sure you have roughed out the stock before moving on. We are going to right-click on the op status, and this time we are going to select Compare Solid. We are presented with a menu, and we are going to hit Set. Here, we can change the display colors of the stock amounts. Green is 0 stock, red is overcut and will color anything overcut by 0.1 millimeters in red. Pink is our large stock number. We are going to change this to 0.1 millimeters. Yellow is our small stock number. Let's change that to 0.025 millimeters. We can hit OK when we are finished, and then hit Display. CAMTool will compare the product shape to the stock model of the program you selected this function on, and color the stock based on what we set. Once it is finished, we can change the image quality here and look at the part. As we can see, everything is green in our area, so we know everything is cut to 0 stock, and we didn't miss any areas. We can close out of this knowing that our part is now finished. If we want to watch the toolpath run, we can use CAMTool's animation feature. We can right-click on the op status of any program and go to animation. We can change the image quality here. We can click the play button and watch the toolpath run. We can change the speed here. We can stop this and close out when we are finished. You can use any of these functions with any program in CAMTool once it has been optimized. We're going to clear CL, and we are now ready to post this out to the machine.